You're looking at the International Space Station flight control room as a team of flight controllers watches over all of the systems aboard the orbiting complex. The crew comprised of Expedition 35, including Canadian Space Agency astronaut Chris Hadfield. You see in the lower right seated. He's serving as the commander of Expedition 35 along with Roman Romanenko and U.S. astronaut Tom Marshburn. You see standing behind him. They've been aboard the station for 102 days now. They were joined this past week by the newest crew members of the International Space Station. Pavel Vinogradov, Alexander Mazurkin, and Chris Cassidy are now part of the Expedition 35 crew. They have been aboard the station for 4 days now, following their launch earlier on last Thursday. The 6 crew members have spent much of today working on some experiments on board, some maintenance activity, swapping out a failed pump on that's associated with the urine processing assembly of the station, also conducting a number of scientific experiments focusing on human research, much of this week measuring any changes to their eyes, their visual acuity, as well as their diet, maintaining their diets on board and taking notes on their eating habits as well. These 6 crew members divide and conquer throughout the day on activities around the station. The 3 newest members focusing on adapting to life aboard the International Space Station as part of their early transition from Earth's 1 gravity environment to that of the 0 gravity environment of the International Space Station. Additionally, the crew members are getting ready to assist the ground with a very complicated restructuring of the station's communications system that will eventually, over the course of the next week to 2 weeks, greatly enhance the scientific capability of the complex by adding some additional space-to-ground communications loops and also some downlink channels for visual to allow for even more scientific experiment work aboard the station, and all of that will be conducted throughout the week. So the crew, having had a fairly quiet weekend, is now back to work aboard the station as a full complement of 6 crew members that make up the Expedition 35 crew.